Hey guys, just a bit of a random gibber for something different. It's not like all our videos aren't just random gibbers, but this one's particularly random. But it was just triggered. Three things happened today, actually four, that triggered this video because it was all sort of pointing in the same direction. And it was about the privacy thing. We've had the thing with Google recently and the YouTube and the real names and wanting our phone numbers and all that sort of stuff. Just finished reading an article about Google trying to buy Twitter, which is interesting. Obviously they're just wanting more of a reach, aren't they, to reach more people, but they also want that data as well, don't they? It's all about having that data. And it sort of triggered, I'll tell you the next one too. After that, we're on LinkedIn, and after that, email came from LinkedIn offering us a premium account. And it was offering us a premium account for free to try for a month or something like that. And the details of a premium account is, so those of you who don't know LinkedIn, you can join LinkedIn for free. It's the same as all the other social media. It's the same as Google and it's the same as Facebook and Twitter and all the others. There's not really much difference. It's just branded differently to come across to appeal to professional people, business people and professional people. So it's just the style of it. It's basically just another Facebook style thing, but it's more focused on connecting up business people. So it's sort of aimed at those people. But the idea is still basically the same thing. But interestingly, so you can sign up for free. People tend to give more information on it. It's very clever because it's business, you know, and they're about making money and they're about building their image and their reputation. They give more information away. They give their real names. They give lots of stuff about themselves because they're trying to do business with people. They're trying to make money with other people. So what they're doing is they'll give their real name, they give where they went to school, they give the name of their company, they give everything. They give almost everything. It'd be so easy to find somebody using the information that they provide on LinkedIn. It's ridiculous. Absolutely, very clever. Very clever. Because, you know, things like Facebook, people are tempted to use their real name because they're connecting with their friends. But LinkedIn's a bit more random because they're using their real information, but they're connecting up with people they don't even know. You know, and I've seen before some people on there that are just total fraud. There was one woman that was saying that she worked for the South Korean government and she was a doctor, and it took no research. Even her own profile gave enough information to show that she was full of shit. But, you know, she wasn't a doctor. She had a BA from somewhere, and all the stuff she was saying was bullshit. She didn't work for the South Korean government. She was just a nut job, basically, and everything that she'd said was bullshit, which means that, you know, she wouldn't be alone. There'd be a whole heap of people on there that would be full of shit as well, that could be fraudsters and all sorts of things. But there's a whole heap of other people that I know for a fact are giving all their stuff because I know people on there from my personal life. You know, there's people on there that I know, and here's all their stuff. They've given their full name, they've given where they went to school, they've given the companies that they work for. Too easy to find them. Pictures of themselves, real pictures of themselves. And it's not like with Facebook, you know, people usually keep it to just the friends that they know, and they can make it private enough to sort of protect their information a little bit, providing Facebook doesn't sell it off. But LinkedIn, the whole idea is about meeting people you don't know already. That's what everybody on there is trying to do. They're trying to meet more people who they can help make more money, get more money out of, basically, or, you know, to benefit them in their business. So basically it's all about making more money, which sort of blinds people because they're all about making more money. They're sort of blindly giving out all this information and spreading it around to people, to other people, to other people, to other people. And it's crazy. Whoever started that LinkedIn website is brilliant because they use people's greed to get all the information from them, basically. That they blindly just hand out because they're trying to make money and they're trying to connect up with other people. Which is, go back to this premium. Now you've got the idea, those of you who didn't know about it already. Back to this premium account. So you can have an account for free and get on there and put all your information, and it's all free, same as Facebook and Twitter and all the others. But they've sent this email and said, here's a premium account, you have it for 30 days for free, and then if you want it more than that, you've got to pay for it. And what it is if you have a premium account, you can get the details of the people who viewed your profile. So whoever's been looking at your profile, I don't know who's been looking at our profile, but if we join this premium thing, we can see who's been looking at our profile. It gives us 25 in-mail messages to contact members outside our network. So in other words, it gives us 25 messages that we can send to people we don't know, okay, for canvassing other people we don't know. 7 times more reasons to, results to searches. 7 times more results to searches. So if you search a particular person or a particular topic or a particular business, you'll get 7 times more results. 35 times more real access to full profiles. It accents full profiles in your network. In other words, what this is saying is, if you pay money to LinkedIn, they will give you lots more information on the other people on LinkedIn, basically. So in other words, they're making their money from selling the information of the people on there to the other people on there, which is basically what they're doing, isn't it? And after reading that, it sort of triggered the thought that, you know, I don't buy into this big world conspiracy thing that, you know, that the whole, you know, there's people all over the world conspiring, that Google and the American government and all these other, all around the world, people around the world are all conspiring together against us, that there's some sort of New World Order group, the Bilderberg group, and they're all, you know, I know the Bilderberg group exists, but I think for me, if you guys want to believe, any of you guys want to believe all that stuff, that's fine, but for me, it's smaller picture than that. The what's going on is basically the same, but I think it's smaller picture. I don't think it's any big New World Order conspiracy thing. I think what it is a whole bunch of small or big companies trying to make more money out of us by selling our personal information to other people. So in this case, selling it directly to other individuals, but in other ways they'll sell our personal information to companies, won't they? And they've got some really clever stuff at the moment. You know, connect your YouTube account to Twitter, and connect your YouTube account to Facebook, and connect your YouTube account to this, and connect your Google account to this, and they get us to connect up all our accounts, which shares all our information, and quite often gives them access to all the people in our friends lists, doesn't it? And then suddenly they send information off, or advertising off to our friends, trying to get our friends in as well. So I think it's not really, for me, it's not really about some big world conspiracy where Dr. Evil's sitting around a table with a whole bunch of people from Google and the American government and everybody, and they're all conspiring. I don't think it's as complex as that. I think it's much simpler. I think it's companies like Google that are trying to collect as much information as they can, so they buy YouTube and they start Google Plus, and now they're trying to buy Twitter, and they're trying to get as much information about us as they can. And then they'll sell it to us, sell it back to us. Hey, you want some information on everybody else? There it is. And they'll sell it to other big companies. And it's all about, all they're really focused on, what it is it's not Dr. Evil and a big table of people. It's Dr. Bloody Google, the boss of Google, and all the Google staff sitting around a table working out how they can make more money. That's what they're all focused on. Individually, those staff want to make as much money as they can, and the way they know how to do that is by making more money for Google, because they get bonuses and they get all that sort of stuff, and the boss of Google's the same. So all those people, they're not interested in dominating the world or any bullshit like that. They just want to make as much money as they can. That's all they're focused on, aren't they? Aren't they? I mean, this is just common sense, isn't it? That's all they're focused on. They're not interested in dominating the world. I think the same goes for the politicians and everybody else. The idea that Barack Obama's trying to undermine, that has some clever plan going so he can undermine the society, so he can take away their guns, so he can be a dictator or some bullshit. I don't think it's ever that complex. I think it's much simpler that what people are really doing and why they're doing it. You know, I think in his case, he genuinely believes the stuff he's doing, and he's just trying to make a difference and be remembered as a good president. I think it's much, people are motivated by much simpler stuff. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're motivated by noble stuff, that they're trying to benefit anybody else. Quite often it's selfish, but that's just what it is. I don't really believe that there's a world domination thing going on. But anyway, so what triggered Google trying to buy Twitter, and then we got LinkedIn selling the information of the members back to other members, which was an interesting thing. And then you guys might have seen, I did a video once showing, because people are always asking what software we use, what video editing software, and we use a software called AVS for you, and it's pretty good. And they also, when you buy it, you also get a whole heap of other software as well. It's sort of a package thing, and it's really good. You buy it once, it's $60 or something, and you can use it to convert video, you can use it to convert different formats and pictures, and really handy software. And those guys sent an email too. So in the same set of emails that got the LinkedIn one, also got this one from those guys from AVS, or whatever their head company is, with some other software that they market as well, and it's about monitoring phones. So you can monitor, I gather you have to have some connection with the phone, but it's all about monitoring, secretly monitoring, spy is the word they use a lot, monitoring people's phones. And quite amazing, like, you know, most of you guys would have realised that this sort of stuff existed, but to see it freely available on the market is quite amazing. But be able to listen in on other people's phone calls, to be able to listen through that phone's speaker when nobody's actually using it. So the phone will be sitting on a table somewhere. You can use this software in your computer to actually hear what's going on around that phone, even when it's not being used. Which is really tinfoil hat shit, isn't it? That's the sort of stuff that, you know, people are paranoid about all the time, and it exists and freely available on the market. So these guys had a whole range of software for monitoring cell phones, and they've also got software for monitoring, and it wasn't that expensive either. It was like less than $100, you know, for all these. 50, $60, something like that. They had software for monitoring computers, so keyboard, what do you call them, stroke monitoring things, so they record every keystroke, and then how to hack into people's, software lets you hack into people's messages and steal their messages, and on the phones too, their phone messages and their recorded messages. And also they have a reverse phone book, which in Australia was illegal, but apparently in the States, they're selling this for the States, and it says that you can enter a 10-digit American phone number, and it'll give you the name and address of the person who owns it. It'll give you their yearly income and how much their house is worth. If I'd seen this from someone else, I wouldn't have believed it, but these guys have credibility because I've been using their software and it's legitimate and we've never had a problem and it's all good. So I wouldn't believe this otherwise. It's real tinfoil hat stuff, but it's all true. It's all true. So there's a lot more. You tech guys be more interested in this than I am. So I'll put a link under this video because they sent a link with this email. So I'll put a link under the video so you can see it for yourself. But it's pretty amazing, you know, for monitoring mobile phones and for monitoring cell phones and for monitoring computer systems. And the reverse phone book's an interesting thing too. And actually on the website, they let you test it, so you put in your 10-digit number, it gives you this information. So I couldn't do it because I don't know any American phone numbers. So yeah, just a bit of a ramble, this video, but just sort of thought-provoking stuff, you know. But I think it just illustrates what they're all about. They're all about making money, and they're all about using the information that we give them to make money, which, that's all fine, that's what big companies do. And I'm not really that worried about what the big companies do with it. I'm just a bit worried about what the end users. I'm more worried about some lunatic turning up at my front door. You know, junk mail's annoying. If they sell it to some company that then sends you advertising in your email or something, that's annoying. But for me, my privacy is more about the personal thing, about not having some nut job turn up at your doorstep. You know. That's more, I think for a lot of people they feel like that. You know, as far as world conspiracy and they're trying for world domination or anything like that, I don't think it works like that. I think the closest it comes to a conspiracy is the fact that these guys their motivations are parallel. And I think that's that's what's going on. It's not really a big table of dudes sitting around conspiring with each other. You know, the Google guy and Obama and, you know, all the Facebook guy and everybody sitting around a big table going, ha ha, now we've got them. I don't think it works like that. I think it's more of a parallel thing where their interests are parallel, so they're not fighting each other. They're just basically all trying to do the same thing. They're all wanting to make more money. A lot of them are using the same strategies, and so they're not sort of fighting each other about it. And there's the thing, like the politicians are given money by these people as part of their campaign funds, so the politicians aren't doing their bit to protect us, you know, and our information. That's true too. But again, I don't think it's a big conspiracy. I think it's just people wanting to look after their own interests, you know. So it's just a bunch of people. People tend to be motivated by smaller stuff, I think. You know, the world domination thing really isn't really a motivation for most people, I don't think. It's more about the power in their own little world. So Obama's more interested in the power he's got in his country, you know, and I don't believe he's trying to be a tyrant and he wants to disarm the population so he can take over the country and, you know. If other people want to believe that stuff, that's fine, but I think that this stuff illustrates that it's smaller picture. It is smaller picture. So, but anyway, I'll put that link underneath for those of you interested in that spyware stuff. Have a look at that. And yeah, interested to hear your opinions, guys, what you think about all this. More videos coming soon.